So I've got my new GoPro, the new Hero 6 Black. The last one I had was the Hero 4 Silver. So I've got this now, and I've used it for the last couple of weeks. But just like the last one, it doesn't have everything that you need in the box. You've got to buy loads of accessories to make it work however you want to work it. So as it is, in the basic box, what you get is just the GoPro, no memory card. So I'm using the same memory card as the last GoPro. You have to research to find the cheapest and the best one for that, because if you're going to use 4K or high resolution, you want to have a good memory card to make sure it holds enough memory, but also is fast enough to download and upload to your laptop. So I bought a new memory card for that. I can still use that one. Most of the adapters, all the brackets and clips and stuff, they can still be used. But one of the things I had to do on the last GoPro, the microphones, especially when they're in the boxes, the microphones are rubbish. So what I did was I upgraded the microphone. You had to use a different adapter to make it go from a 3.5mm jack into the USB jack. But GoPro, just to make you spend more money, for the 6 they've changed the adapter, so you've got to buy a different adapter. For the last one on Amazon or eBay, you could buy adapters from China for about £3 or £4. The GoPro adapter, I haven't found a cheap copy yet, so the real ones are about £40. So if you want to have good sound, you have to buy the adapter, and there's no way around it. You have to slide down the side, open it up, and instead of, I'm not sure what the old USB type was called. I think on the GoPro Hero 3 it's just a 3.5mm jack. On the last GoPro Hero 4 it was, I'm not sure what it's called, the different small USB, but now it's a USB-C. So again, they got to buy a whole new different one. But obviously, if you want to keep it waterproof with the door shut, you can't use the microphone anyway, so it's just the internal mics. So I've already got some accessories, as I said, which I bought for the last one. I got my Rode Video Micro microphone with the Furby mic. Yeah, you can still use that. Like I said, you have to buy the adapter. If I'm going to use it in waterproof mode with the door shut, I can't use the microphone anyway. Microphones don't work underwater, so then I just wouldn't bother with that. If I'm going to use it with the microphone, I'm going to have to buy the adapter and then work out a setup where I can probably velcro this big adapter onto a handle or somewhere. You've also got the normal GoPro frame, which comes with the GoPro Hero 6. That is included. On the last one, you used to have the plastic box, which sealed it and you could dive down underwater. The new GoPro is waterproof down to 10 meters. I'm not going to go any deeper than 10 meters, so I'm not going to buy a glass case. Just going to keep the GoPro frame on it. Another big problem is the battery. Batteries normally last about an hour maximum, especially if you've got Wi-Fi on your GoPro turned on. So I've got a power bank which I can plug it in. All these connections, they're all the same. You've got the curved one, the round one. I've also got a chest strap. I've got the head mount somewhere. The quick clip, if you want to clip it onto a baseball cap. This isn't the bike mount, this is the big bar mount. So what I do sometimes is connect it to a bench press bar or a dumbbell or Smith machine. Just hook it onto there and I can show people doing like bench presses. This is the 3-way mount, so you can change different angles depending on where you want to mount the GoPro. This wasn't included with the Hero 6, but I kept it from the Hero 4. I don't know why they don't include it on the 6. Probably just make you buy another one, but luckily I kept it. But that isn't everything you need for the new one. So what I've done is I've ordered some stuff, and some of the stuff's arrived today. Some of the stuff is going to arrive in the next few days. So I'll quickly flick over to filming with the GoPro. At the moment I'm using my iPhone. I'll try and plug in the mic, and I'll try and do a bit of a sound test using the mic, and I'll show you what the new accessories I bought. Okay, so I've switched from using the iPhone to the GoPro Hero 6 on my head using a baseball cap and the quick clip to mount it on my forehead. Before I was using the microphone on these headphones, so the sound quality was using this, not the iPhone microphone. I'm now using just the internal microphone on the GoPro, so a bit of a sound test to see if the internal microphones are better. One thing I've noticed though, using this quick clip on the hat, I did use it before on the Hero 4 using a basic frame and it was fine. If I hold the hat still and then I use one hand to use the GoPro, that's my head perfectly still and there's a bit of movement. Even though I've tightened the bolt as tight as possible, it's got a bit of play, it won't tighten anymore. So possibly you could put a little washer in it, like a tiny bit of paper or a really thin something, maybe glue it in place so it's always there. But I'm not sure if everyone else has seen this problem before, but this is an original GoPro hat, quick clip, and it's the original GoPro case. So really everyone else should have that problem as well. It's just loose, you can really adjust it and as tight as possible. I know if you're moving around anyway, walking, you're going to get movement, but if you're walking, it's just going to go and fall down off your head. So not good. I'll have to try and adjust that. Yeah, so in a second, I'm going to switch to using a different microphone. So like I said, I bought this Rode Video Micro microphone. After watching loads of YouTube tests, they said this is quite a good microphone for doing vlogs, but it's not as simple as just buying this. Like I said, with the GoPro Hero 3, they used to use the 3.5mm adapter, no jack. Then the GoPro Hero 4 used an adapter you had to buy separately, one like this. So then you just plug in that into there, and then you have to plug this into the GoPro. So that's the USB lead which it used to use. The new GoPro is now a USB-C, so this adapter is completely useless. And the big new adapter on the GoPro Hero 6 is like a big square about this big, a rectangle. Is quite big and it's 40 odd quid. So I haven't got one of them yet. So at the moment I can't use this microphone in the GoPro, but I found an app on my phone where it uses, with Wi-Fi, the GoPro as the video, and it uses the microphone in your phone as the audio, and then you download it and you mix them together, and then you got a better quality video with better audio. What you can do is you can plug in any headphones into your phone, so you could use a normal headphone, and then it uses the microphone from the headphones. So you could plug in then the video micro into your phone, use this. You'd obviously have to find a stand or some way to mount this, or you could just hold it by your mouth. But here's another problem. The iPhone is called TRRS, where it's got 4 points on the 3.5mm jack. The wire which comes with the Rode Video Micro is only got 3. It's called a TRS, so only 3. So what you have to do is buy an adapter cable. So you got this one here, it's got grey and the black leads. So then you plug the black one into the microphone, which is the TRS, and then you plug the grey end into your phone, which is the TRRS4. Otherwise it just won't work. I tried it before. You'll plug in the microphone or any other microphones and you just won't get any audio at all. So you get this wire and the microphone which comes with it, just unplug it, put it to one side. You then get the TRS 3-pin bit into your microphone, and then you plug this into your phone or your laptop or anything else you want to record audio with. because the iPhone has actually got quite a good dictaphone recording thing on it. Anyway, thing is, on my phone I got a shockproof case, so this big chunky grey plastic surround won't actually fit in the microphone hole in the iPhone. So, and also you have to have your phone quite close. If you're moving around the house or you're moving around wherever you're filming, you've only got that much lead. So what I did, I bought an extension lead. So on the one end you got an input female end where you can plug this in, and then the other end you got your male end, and there was this connection on the end, but then that there is still slightly too thick to fit into my iPhone case. So what I found is if I just unscrew it, slide it the way, that'll fit into the case, and it's quite thin, it works. Again, you have to check out when you buy these extension leads to make sure that it's the right connections. So that has to be a TRRS 4-pin in and then a TRRS 4-pin out. Otherwise you just won't get any quality audio, you'll get nothing. Yeah, so I can now plug this into my phone, and I'm going to switch over to the app which lets me record the audio from this and the video from the GoPro. And then I'll show you the other new little gadgets which I bought, accessories to make my GoPro work a little bit better how I want to make it work. Okay, so the first thing I looked at was the GoPro charge cable which comes with it. So it's a USB lead on the one end and a USB-C on the other end. Now that's fine, it does work, but it's very short. So it depends on where you got your plugs and where you want to charge your GoPro. It's a bit of a problem. So I had a look on eBay and Amazon, and I found some better ones. So they arrived today. I got a 3-pack. Make sure they had USB-C and 3 different sizes. One's 1 meter long, one's a 2 meter long, and one's a 3 meter long. What else I ordered was, I find that when you're trying to charge your GoPro, just imagine now, as just for example, you got your box, you got your GoPro, and normally you plug it in the sides. Well, that sticks out quite far, and you can knock it, you can bang it, and I don't really want the GoPro's USB-C snapping inside it. So if that's in there, you could easily snap it, especially if you've got your GoPro, imagine, in a frame, you know, on a car windscreen or wherever you're holding it, that wire is sticking out. And this GoPro wire is quite a rigid wire as well, so that's going to stick out quite far. You can easily knock it, bang it. It's going to come loose, it's going to be breaking. So what I did was, when I bought the new wires, I searched for ones with 90-degree bends on the end. So again, imagine that's your GoPro. You plug it in. This time the wire's going to come down nicely. It's a two-way GoPro. You can charge it both ways. So you can either have it going up, or you can plug it in going down. And then if you wanted to, you get some tape or elastic or Velcro, and you can tuck the lead out the way somewhere. So hopefully that won't snap. And obviously then, instead of pulling it out the socket, because it's a 90-degree angle, that's come down nicely, you won't pull out. And then the other end is 90 degrees as well. So when you plug it into the wall socket, instead of going upwards, you can have it sticking out, whichever angle it comes out at. Yeah, so 3-pack. So I got the 1 meter lead just for general charging. I got a 2 meter lead for, say I want to put it in my power bank in my pocket and hold it at arm's length. And then I got a 3 meter long lead for, say, maybe you want to make a time lapse at night, or you want to have the GoPro mounted to your car windscreen, and then you can plug it into the cigarette socket. I know I got cigarette sockets probably 1.5 meters away from the windscreen, but I've also got 3 cigarette light sockets in my car. You've got one near the gear lever, one in the back seats and one in the boot. So just say you got your sat nav plugged in and your phone charger plugged in the front socket, you could then run the 3 meter long lead to the middle socket or the back socket. And then if you want to get out your car for some reason, film, say you're filming changing a car tyre, you could then run this lead anywhere around the car, for example, and 3 meters, plenty of space, plenty of room, and all three have got that 90-degree bend on it. Yep, so happy with that order. Should come in handy. Should stop my USB lead coming loose and pulling out, snapping, and in the future I can make some videos on my mountain bike or my road bike. You can put the GoPro in the handlebars, you could run the lead along the crossbar up to the seat post where you got a little saddle bag, and then you can put the power bank in the saddle bag. So yep, first order, happy with that. It's arrived in 1 or 2 days. Okay, switch to the next order. Okay, so another problem which I've had, and everyone else has the same thing, is the GoPro Hero battery doesn't last very long. Same problem on the GoPro Hero 4, probably the 3, the Session, they're all the same. They don't last very long. It's just one of the things, you know, you got to buy either new batteries or use a power bank. I did have 3 different batteries for the GoPro Hero 4, but just to make more money out of you, as well as changing the USB lead, they've also changed the batteries. So you can't use the 4 on the 5 or 6. You can use the batteries from the 5 and the 6, both the same. So instead of buying original GoPro batteries, I just bought some cheaper ones. I've actually got 2 new batteries and the docking station cheaper than one original GoPro battery costs. So just open up, have a look, and see what you get in the box. I have looked on YouTube before I bought these, just for a quick review. Another man has bought this and he said it's quite good quality. Comes with 2 batteries, exactly the same as a GoPro battery, same shape, same size, and also the same voltage, same output, same input, exactly the same. 1220, that's the size, that's the capacity of the battery. So hopefully it should last exactly the same time as the GoPro battery. If it lasts a little bit less, I'm not too worried, because I got 2 for cheaper than what I would have got for 1. So if I had to, I could buy a 3rd one or 4th one, still cheaper than buying the GoPro one. So I'm okay. I did have some different batteries for the GoPro Hero 4, Smart Tree ones, and they worked pretty much the same as the original battery. So I'm guessing that they're probably the same. They're probably even made by the same company in the same factory, just a different sticker one. Made in China. The GoPro was made in China. Yep, happy with that. So there's the batteries. But instead of having to charge the batteries in the GoPro, because obviously you could be filming using your 3rd battery, it comes with this box. So you can store it in it and it charges with it. So you just plug in the USB-C in the back. I made sure that it had the same plug as the original GoPro, because you don't want to be carrying too many wires around me. I don't want to be carrying a USB-C for this and a D and A and a B and a whatever else they're called. So it does come in the same size socket as the GoPro does. So I've only got to carry 1 wire. You just flick open the lid and they just go inside. Click like that, click like that. And then I've also got a 3rd space for when I get the battery out of the camera. You can buy a pack with a 3rd battery with it, so then I'd have 4 batteries, but I don't think I need more than 3 hours worth of charge really. I got the power bank, so once I've used the 1 battery, taken it out, you got 2 saved. Once then the first battery becomes used, put that back in here, take one out, and then I can plug in the power bank and then just charge them. You can charge one at a time. A green light comes on when it's finished, and a red light comes on showing you which one needs to be charged. And then what's handy is I've had a different cradle thing, I guess, before on the GoPro Hero 4. It didn't have a lid on it, so then if you put it in your rucksack, possibly you could fall out. This one, they fit in nicely, then the lid shuts, and then you can just chuck it in your rucksack. Quite handy, protects it, they won't fall out. GoPro does make one of these, again a lot more expensive. It looks exactly the same. The only difference is on the real GoPro one it only holds 2 batteries, not 3, but even though it only holds 2, it's bigger than this box. It's longer and wider and thicker, so you're actually saving money and space with this one. Apparently the original GoPro feels a little bit nicer. I don't know, texture of it feels a bit rubbery, but it's a battery charger. Does it really matter? No, not really. As long as it charges batteries. Again, if it doesn't quite work quite as long as the original GoPro batteries, it doesn't matter because I got 3 for the same price as what you would have got 1 really. So yeah, happy with that. Now you've got 3 hours worth of charge instead of just the 1. So if I want to keep it waterproof, going in the sea, going in the rivers, or on a bike ride in the rain, where you don't want to put a power bank and charge it because there's the electricity in the water. Now I've got 3 hours battery, so that's one step closer to having no problems with my GoPro. Okay, so the next little accessory I've got is a flashlight. I actually bought this for my iPhone. You're supposed to plug it into the headphone socket, and I think when you press the camera it flashes. Because I got my phone in the shockproof case, the adapter won't fit into the hole for the shockproof case, so you have to use it just like holding by hand. That's obviously no good if you've got your GoPro in one hand, you've got the power bank in the other hand. So what I'm going to do is, before when I said I had this microphone adapter, which is now useless, I'm going to chop the wire off the end. I can then plug the flashlight into the one end, and then if I glue or tape or use elastic band, I can stick this to the side of my GoPro, and then I've got a flashlight just in case I want to film in the dark or in the shadow. I'm not going to film it right in front of the camera because it's quite bright, but if I turn it on, it's got 3 different modes. It's got a low mode, a medium mode, and a high mode. They're just LEDs. It's rechargeable. It's quite bright. So yeah, all I've got to do is connect this to whichever hand I'm using, and then I've got a cheap little flashlight if I want to film in the dark or shadowy areas. Pretty cool. Yeah, the GoPro is obviously really expensive. It's not really cheap. I can't afford to just scratch it and break it. The Hero 4, it was not shockproof or waterproof, but when you put it into the plastic housing, well then it's covered. You could buy the normal plastic case where it was open, and that's got no protection, or you could buy a metal case with a screen cover on the front. The one I got now at the moment, the Hero 6, all it's got is the black little skeleton case. So if you chuck it in your bag, chuck it in the car seat, chuck it on the beach, you're going to get sand on it, you're going to get water on it, and it could possibly scratch it. They have made a removable lens cover on the front. Yeah, okay, if you scratch it, you can take it off and replace it, but that's going to cost £20 or £30 for one of them screens. Also the back screen, if that scratches, then it's scratched forever. So I don't want to buy a whole plastic case because that makes it uglier, bigger, and I don't need to go down 40 meters underwater, so I don't really want to buy that case. So what I've decided to do was I've seen screen protectors and lens protectors. After searching on the whole of Amazon, I found that for a little bit more than just the screen protector, you could buy it in a case as well, and it also comes with a silicone case for the actual GoPro itself. So have a look inside. I think this was £8.99. It comes with 3 pack of screen protectors and lens protectors. I haven't opened them yet, so I'll have a look in a minute. I think it's a glass lens protector. It does say on it shouldn't affect the sun or the view quality. I think they're waterproof as well, so the water actually drips off them quicker than if it's on the normal screen. So first problem solved, the screen won't get scratched and the lens won't get scratched. It doesn't actually cover the LCD screen on the front of the GoPro. If that gets scratched, it's not very good really, but you don't need that as much as the touch screen on the back or the actual lens itself. But if you were on a bike ride and a stone flicked up in the air and hit the GoPro on the screen, well, it's going to break it. So luckily that hasn't happened yet, but got them. It also comes with a rubber case, just a lens cap cover, so you can pop it on, so when you chuck it in your bag you're not going to get it scratched. In this little bag as well comes with a little silicone case for the actual GoPro and a second lens protector. I did try this on before. This is only good just to carry it as a normal camera like this. So you'd have your lens cap on the end, you can carry it around, but it won't fit into the skeleton case. So you can't put this on the GoPro and then mount it on a hand stick or in your car anywhere. This is just to carry it around as a normal camera. So good in a way, but it's too thick to fit through the skeleton case. So nice little thing to protect it. Might use it sometimes, but like I said, it was cheaper to buy this whole set than it was just to buy some screen protectors. So even if I don't even use this bit, it was free pretty much. I will use the lens cap cover, just pop it on and protect the lens cap. Even though it's got the screen protector on the lens, every little bit helps. And then even though I've got a big bag already from before, I'm going to keep all my accessories in there which I'm not using at the time, and then if I go off for the day I can just put the GoPro, the batteries and 1 or 2 little things in here which I'll need for that day. It's quite hard, so chuck this in my rucksack or your car, chuck it in the glove box, and then you've got all the little accessories. Protect it, protect your investment. You don't want to spend £400 on the GoPro plus all your adapters just to scratch it. So yeah, pretty good.